I used to spend hours editing videos until I found these tools. Now I save more than 20 hours a week. The creative process, for me, has always been a delicate dance between inspiration and execution. But for too long, the execution part, the sheer mechanical labor of editing, felt like an anchor holding me back from the next idea. Sifting through hours of footage, trimming dead air, removing every and ah, generating subtitle, it was a digital assembly line that consumed the most valuable resource I have, time. It felt like a necessary friction, a barrier to entry that separated the serious from the casual. But what if that friction could be smoothed away, not by cutting corners, but by leveraging a new kind of intelligence? What we're witnessing is a paradigm shift, a quiet revolution happening in the digital workshops of creators everywhere. The tools are getting smarter, more intuitive, almost predictive. They're evolving from blunt instruments into collaborative partners, powered by artificial intelligence. This isn't about replacing the artist, it's about augmenting them, freeing them from the mundane to focus on the meaningful. It's about collapsing the time between a thought and its final, polished expression. The promise is immense: more creation, less toil. A future where our energy is spent on the story, not the software. Today we're going to pull back the curtain on this new reality. We'll explore the specific applications that have fundamentally changed the way I work, the way I think about content, and the way I manage my time. This isn't science fiction, it's the practical, tangible cutting edge of creative technology that you can start using right now. Let's count down the top 5 AI tools that transformed my editing workflow and in doing so gave me back my most precious asset. Coming in at number 5 is a tool that fundamentally redefines what it means to edit audio and video: Descript. At its core, Descript operates on a deceptively simple yet revolutionary premise. What if editing video was as easy as editing a text document? It starts by transcribing your entire recording, laying out every spoken word on the screen. From this point forward, the text is your timeline. To delete a segment of video, you simply highlight the corresponding words and hit delete. The clumsy process of blade cutting and replicating clips is gone, replaced by the familiar intuitive act of word processing. It's a subtle shift in interface, but a monumental leap in user experience. The real magic, however, lies in its AI-powered studio sound and filler word removal. We've all been there, listening back to a recording littered with ums, ahs, and repeated words. The process of manually hunting down and excising these verbal tics is tedious, a form of digital busywork that can consume hours. With a single click, Descript's AI scans the entire transcript, identifies these filler words, and removes them seamlessly from both the text and the underlying audio and video. It's an almost unnerving level of efficiency. What once took me an afternoon of painstaking cuts now takes less than a minute. It feels less like using a tool and more like delegating a task to a hyper-responsive assistant. But the time saving doesn't stop there. One of the most significant bottlenecks in my old workflow was the creation of subtitles and captions. Whether for accessibility engagement on social media or catering to silent viewers, captions are non-negotiable in today's media landscape. Manually transcribing and timing each line was a soul-crushing task that could easily add 3 hours of work to a single video. Descript automates this entirely. Because it has already transcribed your audio, generating perfectly timed, customizable subtitles is a matter of a few clicks. It can export them as a separate SRT file or burn them directly into the video style to your brand specifications. This single feature, the automated transcription and subtitling, is a game changer. It represents a direct conversion of AI processing power into reclaimed creative time. The 3 hours I used to spend on this task are now 3 hours I can dedicate to research, scripting the next video, or simply thinking. Descript isn't just an editor, It's an intelligent platform that understands the structure of human speech. It tackles the most laborious parts of post-production, allowing me, the creator, to remain focused on the message, not the mechanics. It's the first crucial step in dismantling the old time-intensive work. At number 4, we have Runway ML, a tool that feels like it's been pulled directly from a Hollywood visual effects studio and placed into the hands of a solo creator. For years, achieving a clean professional background meant investing in a physical green screen, lighting it perfectly, and dealing with the often fiddly process of keying out the color in post-production. It was a barrier, both in terms of cost and space, that limited creative possibilities. Runway ML's suite of AI tools, specifically its video background removal, makes that entire setup obsolete. It uses a sophisticated algorithm to distinguish the subject from their environment with remarkable precision, effectively creating a perfect digital matte on the fly. The process is astonishingly simple. You upload your footage, select the background removal tool, and the AI gets to work. There's no need to meticulously paint a mask or tweak tolerance levels. The system analyzes each frame, identifies the human subject, and cleanly cuts them out, leaving a transparent background. You can then place any image or video behind the subject, creating a virtual set that would have previously required a dedicated studio space. The quality of the edge detection is what truly sets it apart. It handles hair and fine details with a level of accuracy that rivals traditional, time-consuming rotoscoping techniques. This isn't a gimmick, it's a production-grade tool. This instant green screen capability has saved me countless hours. The 2 hours I might have spent setting up lights, steaming a green screen, and then keying out the footage in post-production are simply gone. They've been compressed into a process that takes mere minutes of AI processing time. This newfound freedom allows for a level of creative agility that was previously unattainable. I can record a video in my office and in post-production decide to place myself in a futuristic cityscape, a serene natural landscape, or a branded abstract environment. The background is no longer a constraint decided during filming. It's a creative choice made during the edit. Runway ML is more than just a background remover. It's a glimpse into the future of video manipulation. It's part of a suite of AI magic tools that can do everything from, in painting, removing unwanted objects from a scene, to generating entirely new video from a text prompt. It democratizes advanced visual effects, breaking down the technical and financial barriers that have long kept them out of reach for most creators. By handling the complex frame-by-frame analysis, Runway ML allows me to think like a director, focusing on the composition and story, secure in the knowledge that the technical execution is being handled by an intelligent, tireless partner. The third tool on our list, Opus Clip, addresses one of the biggest challenges in modern content creation: distribution. Creating a high-quality, long-form YouTube video is a significant investment of time and energy. In the past, the life of that video was largely confined to this platform. To reach audiences on other platforms like TikTok, Instagram Reels, or YouTube Shorts, you had to go back to the editing timeline, manually identify compelling moments, and reformat them into vertical, bite-sized clips. This process of repurposing was a whole second job, a content assembly line that could easily consume an entire day's work. Opus Clip automates this entire workflow with its Virality AI. You simply provide it with a link to your long-form YouTube video. The AI then watches the entire video using predictive analysis to identify the most engaging, shareable, and potentially viral segments. It doesn't just look for moments with high energy, it analyzes the content for narrative hooks, emotional peaks, and concise, valuable takeaways. It understands what makes a short-form clip compelling and isolates those moments from the larger piece of content. It's like having a social media expert watch your video and pick out the greatest hits for you. Once it has identified these key moments, Opus Clip does the heavy lifting of production. It automatically reframes the horizontal video into a vertical 9:16 aspect ratio, using AI-powered face tracking to ensure the speaker always remains centered in the shot. It generates dynamic animated captions in the style popularized by creators like Alex Hormozy, making the content visually engaging even with the sound off. It even provides a virality score for each clip, giving you a data-driven prediction of its potential performance before you even post it. What used to be a 5-hour manual process of slicing and dicing is now a fully automated pipeline. This tool has fundamentally changed my content strategy. It acts as a force multiplier, taking a single piece of long-form content and effortlessly turning it into 10 or more pieces of short-form content, ready for distribution across multiple platforms. It maximizes the return on investment for every video I create, ensuring my message reaches the widest possible audience with minimal additional effort. The 5 hours I save are now reinvested into creating more core content. If these tools are saving you time already, imagine what else we've got. Subscribe to FutureLab for more time-saving AI reviews. Opus Clip ensures that the effort I put into my main channel echoes across the entire social media landscape. And number 2 is WiseCut, a tool designed to solve a very specific yet universal problem in video editing: pacing. The rhythm of a video is critical. Awkward pauses, slow transitions, and dead air can cause a viewer's attention to drift, leading them to click away. For years, editors have manually created jump cuts to tighten up pacing, painstakingly removing every breath and moment of silence to create a more energetic and engaging final product. This is meticulous, frame-level work that, while effective, is incredibly time-consuming. WiseCut automates this entire process with surgical precision. WiseCut's core function is its AI-powered auto-cutting. It analyzes your entire video's audio track and intelligently identifies and removes long pauses and silences. But it doesn't just create jarring cuts. The AI is sophisticated enough to understand the cadence of speech, creating smooth, natural-sounding jump cuts that maintain the flow of the conversation while significantly tightening up the video's runtime and boosting its energy. It essentially acts as a rhythm editor, finding the inherent beat of your content and accentuating it. This single feature transforms a rambling, raw take into a concise and punchy final video. Beyond the smart cuts, WiseCut layers in other intelligent production elements. One of its most powerful features is its ability to automatically add background music that fits the mood of your video. It analyzes your speech and selects royalty-free tracks from its library, even automatically ducking the music volume when you speak and raising it during pauses. This creates a professional, polished soundscape without the need to manually browse music libraries, sync tracks, and create complex audio keyframes. It's another layer of professional polish applied automatically, saving hours of audio mixing work. The combination of these features, the smart jump cuts, the automated background music, and other tools like AI-powered audio mastering, has a profound impact on workflow efficiency. The 4 hours I would have spent manually creating jump cuts and mixing audio are now completely eliminated. WiseCut takes the raw footage and delivers a first-pass edit that is often 80% of the way to the final product. It handles the structural and rhythmic elements of the edit, freeing me up to focus on higher-level creative tasks like adding B-roll, graphics, and refining the narrative. It's a tool that understands not just what is being said, but the rhythm in which it is said. And finally, the number one AI tool that has saved me the most time is Pictory. This platform tackles the most time-consuming aspect of video production for many creators, sourcing and syncing visual assets. For content that is script-driven, like educational videos, news updates, or listicles, the traditional workflow involves reading a line of script, searching through stock footage libraries like Storyblocks or Artlist for a relevant clip, downloading it, importing it, and syncing it to the timeline. Repeating this process for an entire 10-minute video is a monumental task that can easily consume a full day or more. Pictory flips this entire process on its head with its script-to-video feature. You start by simply providing it with your finished script. Pictory's AI then reads and understands the text, breaking it down sentence by sentence. For each sentence, it automatically searches a massive integrated library of millions of premium stock video clips and images to find visuals that match the context of the words. Is not just keyword matching. The AI has a semantic understanding, so if your script says a global economic downturn, it won't just look for clips of money. It will find shots of stock market tickers, concerned business people, and global maps. The result is a fully formed video storyboard, created in minutes. The AI lays out the script, complete with a computer-generated voiceover if you choose, and pairs each line with a relevant, high-quality video clip. From there, you can easily swap out clips you don't like, customize the text overlays, and add your own branding. The platform effectively builds the entire visual narrative of your video based on your script, completing what would have been 6 hours of manual labor before you even open a traditional editing program. It's the ultimate accelerator for content that relies heavily on B-roll. For me, Pictory has unlocked new formats of content that were previously too time-intensive to consider. I can now produce visually rich documentary-style videos on a consistent schedule without needing a dedicated research assistant to source footage. It has completely removed the single biggest bottleneck in my brew-brawl heavy productions. By transforming my script directly into a visual story, Pictory doesn't just save time, it closes the gap between the written word and the moving image, allowing me to produce more content faster and with a level of visual polish that would have been unthinkable with my old workflow. So there you have it: Descript, Runway ML, Opus Clip, WiseCut, and Pictory. From automated transcriptions and subtitles to instant green screens, from content repurposing to intelligent jump cuts, and finally turning a script directly into a visual story. Each of these tools targets a specific, time-consuming bottleneck in the creative process. Together, they represent a cumulative saving of over 20 hours a week, a fundamental restructuring of my workflow that has shifted the balance from tedious labor to focused creative work. This isn't about working less, it's about achieving more in the time that we have. These tools didn't just save time, they helped me scale content production without burnout. The pressure to constantly create, to feed the algorithms across multiple platforms is immense. Before, scaling up meant a direct linear increase in hours spent editing, leading inevitably to exhaustion. Now, scaling is a matter of leveraging these intelligent systems more effectively. It has introduced a level of sustainability to my work, allowing my creative output to grow without sacrificing my well-being. It's a new form of leverage, where the fulcrum is artificial intelligence. The landscape is changing faster than ever, and the creators who thrive will be the ones who embrace these new collaborative technologies. The future of creation is not human versus machine, but human with machine. It's a partnership that frees us from the friction of the past and propels us toward a more imaginative, productive, and ultimately more human future of storytelling. The real question is no longer if AI will change the creative world, but how you will use it to build your own. Thanks for watching.